So what is the 2020 vision? We get this language from Jesus and his disciples in John chapter 4, verse 35, where Jesus says to the disciples, look to the fields and see that they're ripe to harvest. And he's referring to people who don't know Christ, who don't know God. And Jesus compares these people who don't know him to fields that are ready to be harvested. And he says they're ripe, they're ready. So we want to be seeing people the way Jesus sees people. And the reason why Jesus wants his disciples to see people is because he wants us to reach them. But the fact of the matter is that we're blind to the people that are all around us. We see them, but we don't see them. So Jesus says to his disciples, open your eyes, see them as people who need to come to Christ. So we want to be able to see like Jesus sees. We don't want to be nearsighted or farsighted. We want to be able to see with perfect 2020 vision the people that God is bringing into our lives. So when we talk about our 2020 vision, we talk about the 3 R's. The first one is to reach people for Christ. And the way we want to do this is to continue the multi-site strategy that God's been blessing us with. And I think you realize we're one church of many locations. So we started in the Elyria campus, and then we moved to the Avon Lake campus, and then we started the Vermilion campus. And these are all different satellites of one church, all designed to reach people. And the vision that God's given us for what we call the 2020 vision is for us to reach more people by starting more campuses. And we've been asking God, where's the next town that you want us to reach to? Because you might remember from Mark chapter 1, verse 38, where Jesus said to his disciples, I need to go to the next town to share the gospel with them also. So we've been asking God, where's the next town? And the answer is, well, who's your neighbor? We didn't realize this, but when we first reached out to Avon Lake, you can almost think of our standing in Elyria, our right arm reaching out to the east and extending to Avon Lake, and then our left arm reaching out to Vermilion, and then there in the center is Lorain. It's almost like there's a hug being shaped. Lorain is the city that is the neighbor of Elyria, and that's where God is sending us to our next town. In addition to launching that campus in Lorain, we're going to purchase a permanent campus for the Dominican Republic sometime this year. And then in 2018, we want to launch an internet campus, which is simply a website that people can go to and interact by watching a sermon, interact with the worship service, the music. Fourthly, all by the year 2020, we want to start a campus maybe to the east of Elyria. In the next 4 years, we will launch 4 campuses, all with the purposes of reaching new people for Christ. As we've been looking at our finances, looking at how we can finance this vision, one of the things that we keep discovering year after year is that we spend a lot of money paying off debt. The second thing we want to do is to remove the debt that we have that keeps us from spending more money to reach more people. We spend $225,000 paying off debt. In the 2020 vision, we want to completely remove that debt so that we can free up that money into ministry. So over the next 4 years, we want to launch 4 campuses to reach new people for Christ. We want to completely remove our debt 4 years early. But then thirdly, we want to remove every obstacle, every hindrance that would send some sort of a message that we're not welcoming people. Every single one of our campuses needs renovation. So you can think about our 2020 vision in terms of reaching more people, removing our debt, and renovating our campuses. It's going to require all of us to be sacrificially giving and listening for God and being willing to be stretched by God. But I invite you into that stretching, growing experience, and we get to be a part of something that God's doing that we will always remember as we open our eyes, as we see people as Christ sees them, as we reach people for Christ, and as we see people's lives changed. And I want you to be a part of that.